What's up, everybody? It is your girl Midnight. It is happy Thursday, you all. I'm coming in here with a conversation, okay? This is a topic tonight, but it's a very well needed one because it says this. Not just anybody can give Midnight no type of advice. Not just anybody, and I'm finna break it down as to why. Midnight do not take advice from anybody. Midnight is definitely a person that is open to anybody talking to her or advising her, but I don't take it just from any type of person. And I'm telling y'all, do not let anybody just advise you. Do not just let anybody give you advice, especially if they don't exude the type of advice they're trying to give. So they got to semi walk in their advice that they're advising you with. And if they don't, do not let them advise you at all. Okay? Let me go down here and speak. How you doing, Miss Augusta? She says, "Hey, Midnight. How you doing, Miss Jennifer? How you doing?" She says, "Hello, Midnight, and everyone." Miss Juicy, "Hey, Midnight." In chat, I caught you. I was knocked out, but I get the replay. How are you? I'm fine. How are you? Everybody speaking. How you doing, Miss Pam? What's going on, sis? So listen, let me turn my music off because this is a topic for real, but it's a well needed one because see, I'm just gonna keep that honestly real. I gotta be real. It's a lot of people on here that's trash, and it's a lot of people in life that is real garbage. You know what I'm saying? They like true life garbage. And one thing that I don't like to see is that if you're not pushing your own self to the limit where you know that you're supposed to be, I'm talking about you're not pushing your own self to the limit because see, it's a lot of gray areas in your life where it's needing to be filled with some type of void, and you got a lot of issues with trauma, and you got a lot of issues with choices you made as to why your life is the way that it is. It'd be those kind of women for me that come on here and be the first one to say that, first of all, they love to call somebody jealous. Second of all, they love to say people are messy. And they've been messy for many years, might I add. I'm talking about the moment that you touch Facebook, you're messy. You've been messy and you're still messy. It's never ending. And those be the kind of people that feel like they can advise and your life is already completely fucked up. It's in shambles. Okay. You have a lot of shit going on in your life that can really be fixed on a real life note. And that you can really put focus in that area of your life, but you choose to do other things. The choices that you made in your life don't even compare to the choices that I have made in my life, okay? Because we all make some fucked up choices. Let that be first, okay? But you got to take some kind of blame and accountability for the fucked up choices you make and why your life look like the way it is today. This is why I say you cannot allow everybody to advise you. You just cannot, especially if they're not walking in that type of advice, okay? And I'm gonna show you what that looks like. I'm gonna show you why I don't belong in a class with a lot of these women. I'm gonna just show you this, by exempling why I don't belong in a class with y'all all up the gate, out the gate. Let me just start by saying this too. Um, See, Midnight is definitely a different type of breed of a woman, for real. I don't stand next to these people because I don't belong next to y'all. That's first of all. I don't belong next to you all. Never did. Y'all little pages is like pages that I had to see was not for me. I was really outside of my element dealing with a lot of people on here that I shouldn't dealt with or gave time to because that wasn't really my scenery of things at all. We can't really, when they say that you're not on my level, they telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not on your level. I've never been in certain things that you have ever experienced in life. I've never made those choices. We're not on the same level with motherhood. We're not on the same level. with your choices of what you chose to do, we're not on the same level. So when people be talking like that, saying that this person is not on my level, you're right. I will never touch your level, just like you can't touch mine. I never been in that peak in my life where I had to make those kind of fucked up choices, and that's what kept me at a standstill. So we're not in the same class together, and we never will be. This is what I need people to understand. So when you hear people saying that, take it for what it is, like this, because this is how I actually take that. When people say that they're not on my level, you truly not. We do not have anything in common. No decision making of what you chose versus what I may have done. It's not the same. Um, it's just not there. So we don't belong in a class together. That sets us apart automatically. You're not in my class, nor do I ever want to be in yours. Okay. Nor will I ever go to that point of being in yours because, see, at 41, and God's willing, I will be 42 within a few weeks. If I didn't make fucked up decisions like that in my 20s and in my preteen years and my teen and youth years, I would never think about making that type of choice past 40 years old. It's only up for me from here. And my thought process, even with how I make my choices today, it's even grown even more for me because now with choices and things that I do, they get a little bit more thought than they did when they were a much younger woman. It's not even the same. And that's how it's supposed to be with anybody. You're supposed to have some point in time where you're actually growing. It's called growth. I mean, you're supposed to be able to mature. You shouldn't stay immature all your life. A lot of these people are very immature and you can just see it. How you doing, Miss Carmela? I'm doing good. Thanks for the good laugh last night. No problem. It was real. I was just actually being real. Last night live was me being honest. I mean, I was just actually speaking the truth. How you doing, Miss Janet? Miss Juicy Redbone? She says, I'm good. Enjoy my peace and love it. Okay. Keep continuing to keep your peace because that's a part of it. Hello, Midnight at Joanne's Gift the Hands in the Live. How you doing, Miss Pamela? There's a few of y'all got the same names. How you doing, Miss Bree? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I change it. I change it often. So listen, when I say nobody can't just know anybody can advise me, I'm gonna start right here with this area right here. Now, midnight is definitely how you doing, Miss Kianda, Miss Brenda, everybody speaking, Miss Nessa, and Miss Melissa. How you doing? Now, midnight definitely believe in people making like getting second chances in life and making something for him or her, based off things that they may have done in their life and they want to make it right. You know what I'm saying? So they push themselves to the limit. That's what I mean. A person who really want to do right for him or her or want to make some kind of change, because the word is change. And a lot of people are afraid of the word change, okay? Because you know why? It's going to have to prompt you to be different. It's going to have to prompt you to actually stop doing some of the stuff that you do. It's going to have to prompt you with all those bad habits. It's going to have to prompt you with all those decisions that you make. It's going to have to prompt you to make a change. You're going to have to do a 360, even though that 360 is not going to happen overnight. But it's going to definitely prompt you to have to change some things about who you are. Okay. So a lot of people don't like change. And that's one thing that I notice on this app, that a lot of people really sit back and see other folks have done or do or they're doing. And that makes them feel some kind of way because this is what they see or this is what they're hoping that they can do, what you can. But instead of pushing them own selves to the limit, they rather look at somebody else and analyze somebody else's change for the good and make it about something else. You know what I'm saying? They're making it about something totally different. So, like with a lot of these women on here, I'm gonna say this for one: midnight ain't never been on drugs. Midnight ain't never thought to take drugs, or Midnight never picked drugs over her children. Midnight never been in the street to where I was gonna lay on my back to get a dollar. Midnight have not made those kind of choices in my life. Midnight struggled with some things at a certain point in her life, but I struggled the legit way, which means that I had to work there in jobs to make ends meet. I had to do what I had to do as a mother. Shit, I raised my children. It's a lot of things that don't put me in a class with a lot of these women on here. This is why I said those kind of women can't advise me. Listen, you chose drugs to be the cope of your life, to where it hindered you to be a mother. Okay? That's never been Midnight's motherfucking situation. And it never will be. Midnight had all her children in her home and raised them. All three of my girls. There's never been a point in my life where I was so fixated on drugs, or I was so fixated on whatever your choice of habit was, that I chose that over motherhood. I chose that. That was so strong to me, and it was so important to me that I chose that over being a mother. So in that aspect alone, we're not the same. In that aspect alone, we can't be next to each other. In that aspect alone, we do not sit in the same class nor category at all. Because I'm a mother for real. That's for one. For two, if you miss the mark right there, there's no way that you should be advising so many women on those kind of things in that area when you're not even pushing yourself to the limit in that area as it pertains to you. I don't give a damn how old your children may be. I don't give a damn how old they are, how old they get. If you're not pushing your own self to the limit to make shit right in your life in that area, then what are you doing? What are you truly doing? You shouldn't be advising nobody, because right now you're not even the person to take your own line of advice. You're not even walking within your own line of advice. So a motherfucking person, whoever has been in that situation, you won't be able to really advise me if I see that you are a person that's not pushing yourself to the limit, trying to make change for your own good or for your life. That means you're not serious about what it is you're advising someone else about. Because why you're not fixing your own situation, why your situation still looks very discombobulated and dysfunctional. Okay. Why is there still a lot of dysfunction in that area? Okay. It's still a lot of dysfunctional there. There's no family dynamics there at all. Therefore, you will not be able to advise me at all. Not that kind of a woman. I'm not the one that had to lay on my back to earn a buck. That's not what I chose, honey. It's definitely not me. That's not my choice of what I had to do to get a living or earn money. I'm not a certified hoe. You know what I'm saying? That's what you call a certified hoe. I'm not a certified hoe for real. I didn't choose to be a certified hoe. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I chose, nor what I wanted. Okay? It be those kind of women for me that feel that they have it so much together, and they really is really just, they really hurt and broken though. You know what I'm saying? They really hurt and broken inside. You really discombobulated all the way through, because you can't seem to fix, or maybe it's just a dunner. You can't seem to fix either that situation. Maybe it's a dunner because the other half don't want to fix the situation. Maybe they don't want nothing to do with that. And we don't never know why. You know what I'm saying? It's always a reason with those kind of things. Those kind of things, just when you get two people, whether this be your children and a parent, when you get them and there's no reconciliation happening between that, or they get so older in life to where you almost like you just gonna wait or give up. Maybe it's a lot transpired as to why they just don't want to be there, or they just don't want to be connected. It is definitely something. But then you should not be advising nobody because you're not pushing yourself to the limit of trying to become that mother that wants that kind of connection with your children. So stop. We not in the same class. I raised mine, like I said. I raised all three of my kids in my custody, in my home, without the male figure around, at least my oldest daughter. Her father never been around. My younger two share the same father. He's still in their life. Okay. That's another difference. Okay. That I raised mines. Mines was raised in my home. And by all means, whatever I had to do, whether it was work 2, 3 dead end jobs to make ends meet till I can better my life as I did. That's what I did as a mother because that's what a mother's gonna do. She's not gonna choose other reasons or means to do what she needs to do. Not those ones, at least. She's not gonna let that be the thing to take her away from her children. A real mother is not gonna do shit like that. A real mother got the mindset that, okay, I'm going to do whatever I need to make ends meet by my children and take care of my family, but it's still going to be damn near the legit way, even if you still feel like you got to struggle and work multiple jobs. You know what I'm saying? If you got to work multiple jobs or you got to do side end jobs and things like that. You know what I'm saying? The legit shit, you know what people do when they struggle. It's going to be the legit things that they're going to choose to do. They're not going to let drugs be something to consume them and they're saying yes to the drugs. And now your children just lost out here with whomever getting raised by somebody else. They're not doing that. So we don't belong together. This is why I said I don't let people give me advice. You can't advise me, okay? Especially if it don't exude out of you. It's the behaviors for some of these women for me. How you doing, Miss Lewis? Let me go down here, Miss Nessa. She said I can't complain. Miss Suddenly. Like you got whore tendencies and you still got whore tendencies at your grown age. That's showing to me that a person is never going to change who they are. You're going to be a whore forever. Just take the title of being a certified hoe. Because, I mean, that's really what you are. That's what your life says to a lot of people, whether they telling your ass this or not. You're a certified whore. And that's all you're going to ever be. So do you honestly think that you will be influential to me? I'm talking about, do you think that you will actually be a person that I find to be influential in my life? Ever. Not at all. If you don't fix yourself first, you can't help others. Real talk. Wait, they give certifications for being a 304. Listen, you might as well say they give certifications. Motherfuckers love to come up in here and represent themselves as 304s and based off the lifestyle, you a certified one. Oh, you are definitely a 304. So I guess you got the motherfucking PhD in being a 304. You got a PhD in that shit in 304ism. Okay? Laying on your backism. Getting a buck. Okay? You got that kind of PhD. Something that men I don't ever want, nor will ever chase or get. That's never been something in my head that I ever wanted to do in life. I don't give a fuck how bad life or how hard life may have been, because everybody go through a struggle. It seemed like everybody had a struggle point in their life. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of us did the same shit, like work so many dead end jobs, or a lot of us had to, do hair on the side, or a lot of us had side hustle type of things, just to make the motherfucking ends meet to be able to take care of your children. You understand me? You did shit like that. Being a certified hoe? I don't think so. No. Thank you for the share, Miss Donna. And a mother doesn't treat their children differently because of the shade of skin. Sure don't, because I don't show favoritism. That's a lot of why I'm different. You know what I'm saying? A lot of why I'm different as a woman to a lot of these women, and that's really what they truly be mad at for real. I'm talking about that's real life. They just mad because you know what I'm saying. I'm a young woman. First of all, I'm a young woman who seems to make better decisions with what I choose to do with my life first. I definitely know how to guide my children and giving them advice with what they need to do. Really don't have to always do that all the time because I'm not tooting my own horn, but I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm tooting my own horn right now. I got 3 grown daughters that's out of high school. Yeah, was it some times where I got to get on them? You know what I'm saying? As a mom, I got to get on them. You got to go to school today. Some of them I didn't. My oldest daughter, yeah, I mean, I had children that love to go to school anyway. My children actually love going to school. I really didn't have to do that. I didn't have to really do that a lot with my children. But the fact that my children were able to finish high school, all of them, the fact that after high school they had goals of wanting to go to college, and college ain't for everybody. So if my children, my youngest don't want to go right now, but she's still young. I'm not gonna pressure. I don't live through my children. You know how some mothers live through their children because they made certain mistakes in life. So they want to force their children to live out a dream they wanted. I don't live through my children. It's a difference with living through your children versus encouraging and supporting what they want to do. I don't live through other motherfuckers. I don't care to claim motherfucking daughters on here, claiming family members on here. It's only a few of them that I look to be family members on here to me. A few. I don't look for that in people. You see, that's called void. You looking for a void because it's a void in your heart somewhere that's empty. You know what I'm saying? That's void that needs to be filled somewhere with somebody. I just don't care to do that kind of thing with people. And some of these people are very ridiculous at the age that they are and some of the things that they do to fill void. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even right there. Because, like I said, I got my kids through high school. My oldest daughter is a motherfucking entrepreneur, been an entrepreneur since 16 years old. Okay? My daughter was recognized through Entrepreneur Impact. Okay? Because they see what my daughter doing so young and she's 21. My middle child work a nice, decent job and doing what I do, furthering her education with also becoming a nurse. That's her dream. Right now, my youngest, she don't want to go to college right now. I get it. And I'm not going to force her. But the benefit of raising your children and getting them out of high school, oh, baby, that's an accomplishment with any mother or father who's doing that. Oh, any mother or father who actually raised their children in their household. Accomplishment to that. It's hats off to that brother and that sister or that couple. Some of these people just do not compare at all in a level or a category with some of us. And I'm one of those type of people. You just don't compare here. As a woman, you don't. You don't compare. Not at all. I'm going through y'all comments. Not a PhD in being a 304. Yeah, they got degrees in being whores. Certified ones. For real. Lisa Adams, how you doing? Like men that ain't never chose that kind of role for her and never will. And even if a motherfucker was encouraged, and let's just say that you chose that life, because like I said, second chances are given to people. But see, the people who have chose that life and really wanted to come up out of that, you see the difference in them. It's a difference that you're gonna see on them. It's a different type of glow you're gonna see on somebody who really serious about changing his or her life, even if that was the choice that they chose. Because some people chose that choice and it was just a mistake. They started out young. But like I said, when people are ready to really change, you're going to see change on people. That's something that you can actually notice on somebody. It's just not a word. Okay, change is an action word anyway. And that's something that you're going to actually see on the individual that exudes change for him or her. You're going to see the glow of change upon them. That kind of a woman or that kind of a man can give me advice because they're walking in their truth. That's called walking in their truth, walking in their purpose, and they actually shows. You know what I'm saying? But for somebody who it does not show, you can never be a person that midnight will ever see to be influential to my life. So I don't see why so many other people are confused about these type of people, these kind of women or men, and they're taking advice for somebody who's not even walking and taking their own advice. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like practicing what you preach, kind of a thing. You don't practice none of what you preach at all. You don't exude excellence at all. You don't exude these kind of things to me. And you definitely couldn't been somebody in my life. You were never an influential person to me anyway. But I'm just saying to so many people that may come across these kind of folks on the internet, just be careful with who you let advise you and give you advice. Because at the end of the day, your decision is going to be the final one, anyways. But be careful of that kind of a person and their energy and their aura, because you just definitely don't want that kind of energy to transfer over to you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that energy following you. You got to be able to scope a person to see if they really about what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? Do this person exudes change to you? Do this seem like this is somebody serious about wanting to be clean of drugs? Do this seem like this is somebody who's actually honest about wanting a relationship with lost children? Or is this somebody who exudes positivity? Is this somebody who exudes all the above when it comes to change the word? Do you see this in their lives? Or if you're questioning it, definitely don't take their advice. If it's a question mark. Motherhood, nah, a lot of these women can't touch me at all. Like I said, I raised my children. My children was not raised by my mother. My children always been around me. Always. Me and I did what she needs to do for her to make her life greater. And the reason why I was going to do that is because shit, if I got a greater life, I got a greater life to provide for my kids growing up. If I make a difference with what I choose to do for me, that's going to automatically increase my children off the bats. You understand me? So you got to know that every decision that I've ever made or did that was for the good for my life or advancing me, I wasn't doing it just on the strength of me. Shit, I got 3 girls. I got 3 kids. And at one point, my kids were younger. You know, I got stair steppers. My kids a year apart, literally all of them. So you got to think when my oldest daughter was 3, I had a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. I had help then with my mother. You know what I'm saying? She was a great house help to me. But my mother knew that I always was going to be able to do it too. And did. So any decision that I make for me, it was because, oh yeah, I love a nice home. Oh yeah, I love money. I love being able to pay my bills. I don't know about a lot of y'all grown people, but it's just something about paying bills. I remember when I was old enough to move into my first apartment at 19, paying my bills felt good, and it still do. When you can just pay your bills freely and do what you got to do and you have no worries about nothing. That's called being an adult for real. That's what responsibility is for real. I mean, I actually feel good when I pay my bills. I don't know about y'all. I'm not a scammer. I'm not a beggar. You know, I don't have to get on here and do those kind of things either. It's just unfortunate that see, I haven't been in that situation. A lot of things that people go through on here have not been my situation. Therefore, we're not the same. We can't be the same because we don't have the same struggle. You know what I'm saying? We're not the same. So to almost kind of like almost judge somebody else and look at your life, it's not gonna compare. It's not gonna compare at all. Mm-mm. Because again, a lot of things and situations that these people been through, Midnight have never experienced. Do you hear me? I'm talking about never and won't ever experience it. If I, as long as I got my head, the level head that I got right now, I'm not going to. I will be my only downfall if that happens too. It will have to be something I'm doing wrong. I'd rather work a dead end job than being on my back, than ever being on my back, pimped out. That's the past for me. Listen, and that ain't even my past. I ain't never been pimped out. That was not something that I was gonna choose to do for my life. I don't give a damn how hard life got for me. I don't give a damn how hard life may have got for me. That was not gonna be a choice that I was choosing. It's disease and all out there, honey. I've been on. It's too much of that disease going around here for me to be just laying down with anybody to get a bug. That's the kind of shit I talk to young girls about not doing. I'm talking about I'm gonna talk to them about not doing for real. Like baby girl, I don't care how hard things seem to be for you. Go get a job. And I don't give a damn if it's a dead end job. But don't sell yourself short like that. You gotta worry about disease and all of that out here. It's not safe to do that. I would never encourage that to nobody. I don't give a damn what kind of hard time they falling on. I'm gonna encourage them to go at least go find a job of some sort, the legit way. You may not even like this job for a minute, but at least it's something for you to earn some money, first of all, because listen, right now you ain't got no income. So a lot of people can't really be picky about certain things that they have right now when your circumstances say different. Go out there and get yourself a nice job. Go to school, you know. You get financial aid, then they give you money every semester. Go do something with that money. But you gotta get some kind of a thing going for you. I would never encourage prostitution to a young lady. Never. Mm-mm. Never ever would I ever recommend that be something you put yourself through. That's how a lot of people end up raped. That's very dangerous game. That's how a lot of folks end up raped. A lot of folks end up robbed. A lot of folks end up dead with STDs you can't get rid of. A lot of folks end up with STDs that still fuck your organs up. Because any STD will do that to you. I'm talking about any STD, especially if it's not treated. That would be the thing that I won't encourage no woman to do ever do. I'm talking about from a youth adolescent to a younger adult to a mid-aged lady. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna never encourage a woman to go lay on her back to earn a buck, to place herself in a more hectic situation that could be life or death for you. I'm never gonna give that kind of advice to a woman. And I hope y'all not letting nobody tell y'all that shit or don't let that's why I say advice can't be given from everybody. You cannot take advice from everyone. You just can't. I mean, that's not being funny. I'm being very serious. This is for real. You just cannot let everybody advise you. You got to be careful of the ones advising you. Straight up. Thank you, Miss Donna, for the avatar. I think a lot of people are intimidated by you because you have a mind of your own, but they can't lead you down their path. Basically, you're not a follower. Never have been, Miss Janet. I'm not. I don't do cliques and posses. Let me tell you something. That's never been something ever that I liked. Even when I was coming up in school. When I was coming up in school, we still seen things like that where a lot of the girls, they were in cliques. A lot of the girls were in cliques. They gossiped together. They rolled in posses. I mean, they felt like they were power among so many other girls. And then when you see one by themselves, you know they so weak and powerless. Cliques never been my thing as a young woman, as a young lady. And this is why I despise it now with overly grown women that still actually possess that type of mentality and behavior. It's never been that for me. I don't roll along with a crew. I don't roll along with a clique. I could give a damn about a posse. I can give a damn about an itch. Okay? I don't do those kind of things. No, I am not. I am what you call a leader. I can't be the follower. That I already know, Miss Janet. That's a lot of the reason why a lot of people really have an ill feeling with midnight. It's because of that right there. Because I'm not just hearing that for the first time right now. I'm finna be 42 years of age. I've always been a person by herself that can maintain alone. Yeah, I've had friends along the way that I had people that I really consider associates and friends to me, but it ain't never that we have to come together as a group to make some other young girls feel bad, but based off what we do or say to them. I never liked that in high school. I never liked that in junior high school. You know, elementary school was all about fun and games to me. When I got to junior high school and high school, cliques was never something that interests me. And you can tell that's why a lot of these grown women who got the mentality of having a clique right now, they fit the script. They were in cliques then when they were in school. Cause you don't just come up out of not agreeing to a posse or a clique and then now that's all you cling to now. You know what I'm saying? That was how they portrayed themselves then. That was how they portrayed themselves even then, growing up, coming up in school. They rolled with cliques, and that's the only way that they felt like somebody is in a clique. This is why they so easily clicked up and clicked out right now. I don't need a clique. Okay? Never did like that kind of shit anyway in school. And I still don't like it right now in my 40s. Okay? It's not going to be something that I ever agree to. You're not going to ever see midnight click up with so many people on this internet or click up with so many people in life just to make somebody else feel bad. Because, see, midnight come on her platform and speak and express herself by herself with whomever I need to do that with. Okay? Especially when it pertains me too. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say a lot of people get it mixed up when they say messy, because see, nothing cannot ever be classified as messy when somebody is literally involved in something that somebody else has done off the internet. That person can come up here and talk about that however many times he or she wants to, because it's not something that they caused on themselves. This is something that other people caused trying to bring them down. That person can express however he or she want to on their platform or even in your actual life. You can express that however many times you want to, because it's not something that you caused on yourself. This is something that ungrateful, bitter, miserable women did to cause harm to you, but it may not work. So people can express themselves, and then when you express yourself to a certain extent, they want to look at you to be messy. You know what I'm saying? Well, you're gonna have to call that shit for what it is, because I'm gonna keep on expressing myself. I could care less what old hen got to say. I can care less. You understand? No one will tell me who to follow and who to not follow. I listen to your content, and if it's not something that I'm interested in, I'm out. Exactly. That's another thing that a lot of them do that I just have not see. That's why I said we're not in the class. We're literally not on the same level. A lot of them will contradict themselves in so many ways. They will say this. Well, you should be able to follow who you want to and go where you want to, but then it matters to you low key because why do you keep up with people audience and see where they go? Why is that so important to a lot of y'all if y'all really truly just did not care? If you really didn't truly care where people go and they can support who they want to, why does it matter who you see in somebody else's room? Why do that matter so much to you? And why do you feel to screen and surveillance other people as to where they go and who you see in them and what comments? I mean, because that's a little bit too much work. First off, that's a little bit too much damn work, first off, to be doing. But if you really stand on your word saying that people are truly able to go where they want to go, that wouldn't bother you because see, that's how I move. I don't really care who follows whom. You are free to go where you want to. Listen, that's your phone. Who paying your phone bill? Who paid for your phone to tell you where you cannot and can't go? Who are these people to you where they telling you and it's almost like they're commanding you and ordering you to tell you that you are not able to politic or associate yourself to somebody? You can't speak to them, you can't be seen in XYZ's comment section. Who are these people where they have that kind of authority to even make that such a command? You talking to grown people, you're not talking to children. That's some shit you can tell your kids. You know what I'm saying? You talk to your children like that. You talk to minors like that where you can really command and tell them what's not to do because they kids at the end of the day, they minors. But when you talk about talking to adults, you have no right to tell somebody where he or she cannot go. You have no right to tell he or she, oh, you messy because I seen you in such and such comment section. Listen, you putting a little bit too much time into surveillance in the audience member. Now that's crazy work. And that's not really a person who actually saying that I don't care. That's somebody showing you that they do care. That's not saying, that's not showing a person who's saying, well, I truly do not care where y'all go, or I don't care who y'all mingle with. You're free to go where you want to go, but they care where you being seen at though. It shouldn't be a problem there. Now, what may be the problem with a lot of these people that they do is when people go where they want to go, right? That's no problem. When people go where they want to go, that's not the issue. Follow your heart and mind and soul. Go where you want to go. Now, when you end up in these places and you're being a little bit two-faced, that's where the problem comes in with me. That's so much the problem where it comes in with me. I don't care about where people actually be going. But when you go in one room and then you come back in my room and you're a person that has been talking upside your head or outside your neck on somebody else's platform, and then you coming back in my face speaking to me, that's almost a fake behavior. That's when it's a problem. But to be where you want to be and go to speak to who you want to speak to, that's not going to ever be something men I have a problem with. Because I truly just do not care where y'all go. And you know why? Because nobody can't tell me that. Like, I'm gonna follow my own line of advice. It's just like I said, practice what you preach. Nobody ain't gonna be able to tell me where I cannot and can go. I don't give a fuck where you see me at. As I said, a lot of us follow some of the same major influencers, okay? And been following them. Some of y'all just learning about some of these new people. These are people that Midnight been knowing about. Been knowing about. I follow a lot of different big influencers. I've even had a few of them come down my platform like Jolie Shine. She's somebody that I've been following for years. I've been fucking with Jolie Shine for many years. That girl came over here and gave me some love on my platform. Oh, Coco, she done been down here. Vaughn, a whole lot of them. I definitely fuck with Jolie. I love her content. I love everything about it. From when she had her Billy Goat, the first one that she had to put the rest, might I add, before she had all the rest of the animals. That's a girl that struggles, but I like her struggle because she's actually real with it. You know what I'm saying? And she funny as shit. On top of that, she's truly entertainment for me. I follow her and fucks with her content and still do. Okay? A lot of people follow the same people. So there's no way that people can honestly believe that people are following one another on here when we all have the option of following who we want to follow. Okay? So people who say that, oh, I don't care where y'all go, but they feel some kind of way when they see you in somebody else's comments, just know that they're not genuine about telling y'all that they care about where y'all go. They really don't want y'all to be seen in other places, and that's really how they feel. It shouldn't be a problem when people go that way, this way, or that way, as long as you're not talking outside your neck. You know what I'm saying? And disrespecting the person that you're going back to trying to say hello to. That's where men might have a problem with that. That's where I draw the line. It's draw the line right there. But as far as my motherfucking audience members, oh, I'm gonna keep saying that because men, I truly do mean it. Like, I do not care where y'all people choose to politic at. That's not gonna be something that I waste my time doing, trying to even follow people of where they go. That's too much work right there. Now that's something that's first immature. Secondly, it's too much work. It's stalkerish. Okay, that's very stalkerish and obsessive. That's not going to be something that men I choose to do. So I'm going to keep on telling people on my platform that, listen, you go where you want to go, you visit who you want to visit, you politic with who you want to politic with. Midnight ain't got nothing to do with that. It's when you do the opposite as far as like being fake, because that's what you would call that. That's fake-ish behavior. When you go in somebody else's room and you hear what they speaking on, and you definitely got too much to say about the person that you're going to come right back to and trying to say, oh, hello, like a motherfucking person don't know. That's fake. That's something I'm not doing. Exactly. How you doing, Miss Heather? Beautiful ladies, have a wonderful night. I got to give this bed some ass and my pillow some head. So good night. Okay. Good night. Good evening. That's y'all speaking. How you doing, Miss Rena? Miss Alicia, how you doing, honey? Just going down the comments real quick. They stay where they are because they like the drama and the negative attention they get. But listen, it'd be the kind of advisory for me that a lot of these people be trying to advise other people, and you are not that influential to take. I like for people to actually look at the people that y'all actually let advise y'all. That's the whole point of this. Analyze the person that you are considering taking advice from. Make sure that these people exude some type of what it is that they're advising you to do. Because if they don't, I will be skeptical about taking a line of advice. Because how is it that you're trying to advise me in an area that you still struggle with? I don't get it. How are you trying to advise me in an area about something that you still struggle with? You can't seem to get right. Something that's not right about facts. Okay. How are you? I'm doing fine, Miss Don. How you doing? It be the audacity of some of these people for me. Like they really feel like I can't never. Let me just say this too. I can't never sit back and look at another woman and say, "Damn, I want that woman's life so bad." When they've made all the most fucked up decisions, why would I want your life? This is where they like to claim jealousy, but in reality, let me break this down clearly. I can't simply want to sit back and look at somebody else's life and the life that they actually have, the life that they made for themselves. I can't actually sit up there and look at you and say, I want your shoes. Like, damn, I want that woman's life. Get the fuck out of here. No, I don't. I truly just do not care about what somebody got. I don't care what you got. Because 9 times out of 10, if I wanted what you have, that's something that I can provide for myself. Okay. So it's never going to be that. Anybody can go out there and get what he or she wants. If it's something that you like another person have, whether this be a job, you might like what somebody do to earn a living. So you want that type of job. So you're going to go get it. You might like what kind of furniture somebody have. So you want to go get it. You may like a decision that somebody was prompting you to actually push you to do, because maybe it was a school decision, or maybe this was entrepreneurship that they push you in. You can go make that happen for yourself. Like, people have the same capabilities. Do you understand? So why would anyone want to even envy somebody else when you have the same kind of capabilities in you to actually obtain what somebody else has? I wouldn't dare sit back here and analyze nobody else and say, oh my gosh, I want that person's life so bad that I want to be them. No, I definitely love the person and the woman that I am. I definitely love me. You know what I'm saying? All of me and everything about me. Won't change anything for nothing. Anything that midnight wants, she's gonna go get. Cause I first say I am a go getter. I'm a go getter for real. I'm a definitely go getter. I've always been that. I'm gonna make something happen and shake for my life. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is that could be the current situation or what somebody may be going through, I'm gonna make something shake for me. And like I said, whenever I made some things shake for me, I did it ultimately because I got a family, I got children. You know what I'm saying? I got children that I gotta bring up. So I gotta make sure they good before I'm good. That's how a mother thinks. You know what I'm saying? Yep, I'm live. So I can never be ever pressed or jealous about any of these people. Like I said, and then like I said, it's their decision making. For me, it's the life that you have. It's the lives that y'all chose. Like, first of all, Midnight ain't never been in that motherfucking category or area and don't see herself going that way. So jealous of what? I love paying bills too. Also, right? Okay, Miss Don, don't that make you actually feel good when you pay your bills? It makes you feel real good when you can actually pay your bills. It makes you feel good when you can pay your bills and then still be able to take care of yourself and do things you want to do, treat yourself nice and do nice things for other people. That makes you feel good. You know what I'm saying? At least it do for me. I can't speak for every adult, but I see you saying that it also makes you feel good. That makes me feel great. Okay. See, thankfully, these kids coming up in the past and current generations, thankfully, a kid will have the ability to decipher, to know what their parents may do wrong and want better. That's them breaking the cycle as the youngin' midnight at Joanne skip the hands. Right. But you know, my mom didn't even make those kind of decisions, honey. I come from a mother who have strong will. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that play a picture in a lot of people's lives. Like, my support system wasn't fucked up. I did not have a fucked up support system. My mother is an awesome woman. As you all know, I'm gonna constantly talk about and brag on mine because I had a good mother. Yeah, parents ain't perfect. I don't care what it is. Parents ain't perfect. My mother was a parent. I'm a parent. You're a parent. Whoever is a parent. There's no manual book to being a parent, and there's no manual book to being a kid. They're not going to be perfect. You're not going to have no perfect parents. You're not going to have no perfect children. Okay. But you should have structure though. And that's one thing. I come up in a household. I come from a background of structure. Okay. That's one thing that she placed within us is structure, stability. This is why I can be at a place for damn near past 15 years and be stable living in a place for 15 because I'm stable. I'm structured. I come from them kind of tools and morals. My mom was a definite go getter. Okay. Where you think I got the mentality of go-getterism from? Where you think I picked it up from? I learned everything by watching what my mom did. Everything. The way she brought us up. Yeah, like I said, my mom was strict, but I appreciate her strictness now. You know what I'm saying? Being the fact that I'm a mother myself. I used to think my mom was mean a lot of times too when I was a kid. But I understand. I completely understand. It does make more sense to you when you grow up and have your own children and your own family. You understand those little things that your parents was doing with you when you were growing up and you couldn't quite understand then. Why you couldn't do everything that somebody else was doing. Why you couldn't go everywhere everybody else was going. Why your mama wants you in the house at a certain time. Why your mama delegated chores and things to you. Why your mama wanted you to be responsible with working. Why your mama and dad asked you to do XYZ. You understand. You understand a little bit better. I come from that kind of structure, that type of background. Okay. My mom graduated from college with culinary arts degree. My mom was a chef. Both my mom and my dad were chefs. It's a lot of things that my mom did, honey. A lot. Where do you think I got the shit from? Huh? I definitely wasn't picking it up just out the thin air. You know what I'm saying? My mom first her education and got a degree in culinary arts. She was a cold cooker already. That was a love that she loved doing. And I love to do it with her. Shit, this why I'm cold right now today. This why I'm so good at it now. Cause you best believe I was one of the children in the kitchen with her. I didn't care too much about going outside to play, honey. I didn't give a damn about going outside to play. Mama in the kitchen today. Oh, it's the holiday. Mama in the kitchen. I'm finna go in the kitchen with mama. This why I'm cold at what I do right now. Got the exact same qualities as my mother. Exact. And proud of it. I got a lot of things like my mother. I have a lot of ways of hers. And I'm even proud of those. Okay? Even proud of that. Very proud. Well, I was a single mom who raised my son by myself. He's now 28 years old with a clean background record, working responsible. I thank God for giving me the strength to raise him without any help. My mom transitioned when I was 22 and my dad when I was 25. Exactly. And it's definitely doable because like I said, my mom raised us all up. My dad wasn't really like that there when we were a lot younger. He didn't live in our house with us. I'm gonna just say that. I'm not gonna say he wasn't there, but he didn't live in our home. So it's like my mom raised us up. And then, like I said, sometimes it was kind of complicated, where I understood, why my dad probably didn't come around when he wanted to. I understood. I'm just gonna say I understood. Yeah, some people don't understand that what you put out there is how people are going to treat you. Exactly. And then when you still doing that same kind of bullshit, girl, what's going on, Miss Nisha? How you doing, honey? She says, hey, everybody on the live. Right. I mean, you ask mothers, I'm sure all of y'all on here are mothers. You're gonna do what you need to do as a mother by all means to make sure your household and your children good, right? Some of y'all ain't gonna make some of them fucked up choices that some people on here have made, but these seem to be the people that think that everybody's jealous of their life in some type of way. How the fuck can we be in the same class? Never. I say never. Mm-mm. I say never, honey. Never. for many reasons. I already gave you the major two. First of all, I ain't never been no certified hoe. I ain't never laid on my back. I ain't never earned the buck for being a trick, laying on my back. For two, that's one. Okay, that's one. Men, I had other motherfucking grinds and hustles as to how she got hers. You know what I'm saying? And how I made mine meet ends. Busting my ass the legit way, working all these motherfucking jobs to make sure I can provide for myself and children. That's what I did. Um, for two, I'm a mother. Shit, I raise my children. My children will not raise outside with nobody else. And I have a relationship with mine still. So that right there sets us apart. Right there, on top of a lot of other shit I could even name. But them two right there alone don't put us in the same class. Those two right alone don't put us in the same category. Not at all. So it just be very funny to me to hear some people think that they sit right way up here, and then you still exude certain things in your life, or you still struggle and dysfunctional in a lot of areas in your life. You very dysfunctional. You know what I'm saying? You still have a lot of dysfunctional in your family dynamics. A lot of people hate the fact that they don't even see family like that. You know what I'm saying? Never, but some did it for a living, and that's what they chose. But I'm just saying, you can't be, and some who chose to do that for a living, because you're right, some chose to do that for a living, but they're not gonna stay right there. They not, and they definitely not gonna have a whole mentality all their life. Now, true enough, if you had chose to be a whore and turn tricks because you need to earn money to get where you want to be, whether that's to pay through your college or to go through school or just to be able to pay your bills, a motherfucker ain't gonna have a whole mentality at 60 plus or at 55 plus. They're not gonna have that same whole mentality. Cause see, that's something that that woman didn't even really want to do to earn the living that way. That was the last resort for that kind of a woman. That wasn't even something that that woman really wanted to do, though. That was last resort. But they're not gonna have whole mentality all their life. That was something that they did to make a quick dollar. That was something that they need to pay their way through school. That was something that they needed to do, be able to do to pay bills, to feed their kids. But see, when they come up out of that, that's not going to be something that they always talk about. That's not going to be something that they always seem to resort back to. They're not going to keep a whole mentality their whole life. Not a whole mentality. They're not going to keep that kind of mentality their whole entire life. That's going to be something that they damn near embarrassed about, that they had to stoop to doing to earn money. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be something like an embarrassing moment of a woman that I had to even use that as an option to even get through, to buy food for my kids, or to get through to pay this bill, or get through to pay my rent, or get through to pay for school. That's going to be something that she or he, because it could be male tricks too, he or she ain't going to even want to really reference on that kind of shit when they actually get in a place where they want to go. That's going to be just a memory to a lot of them motherfucking people. They damn near embarrassed about shit like that because that's last resort. But to be proudly displaying that you a hoe or you came up as a hoe, come on now. Not that. My mom showed me work ethics, aspirations. I started at 14, summer youth. At 18, started working for the city. My mom said, you 18, you're going to start giving me something each paycheck. Not that she needed it. It was to teach me you have to save and help your household. And I thank God my mom, who's now gone, taught me these things. Exactly. Exactly. Because we also helped our mother when we worked. Now, that's something that I really don't ask my children to do. You know what I'm saying? I actually tell my children to save their money. Some of them spend it foolishly still because a lot of my children is caught up into designer this and designer that. And I say, well, If that's really what y'all think, you better have the motherfucking means to pay for it, because you already know your mom not paying for that. My kids already know how I am. My kids know how I am. Like I said, to each his own. If y'all like that design, that's for young folks to me. You know what I'm saying? This is why I feel like they all into that right now. My oldest is not. My oldest is some just like me. You know, she's very to herself. Um, she's very much to herself though. You know what I'm saying? She got more of that. My other two are a little bit more bubblier. You know what I'm saying? They more sociable. Trinice don't care to socialize with so many people. Trinice don't care to be sociable with a lot of people. She don't. My middle child and my youngest child, they thick as thieves. They very popular. They always been popular in school. I mean, they were the sociable type to so many times where I had to say to them, even coming up in school, I had to say to them, like, listen, school is not a motherfucking fashion show. Y'all can't be too much focused on that social life when you go to school. It's not, you're not going there for that. You know what I'm saying? You're not really going there for all of that right there. It's not really about that. Y'all got to stay focused on what you actually there for. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to have friends. And I also used to tell them, like I still do, like, be careful about who you calling a friend. You know, these are just people that y'all actually classmates to y'all and they just associates to y'all, but don't make it so that you call it everybody your friend because these people talk to you every day or because they in your classroom with you, they not friends to you. They just associates to you. So you just call them what they are. However, they did create bonds with people that have been in my house. I have fed, I have invited over here. I have looked at, like, you know, these they friends. I've met a few that I would let them in my house. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't feel out of place. I could leave my house and not worry about them if I left them there. Because they didn't been there, done that. I didn't met their parents. The parents that met me, my daughters go there, vice versa. They go from one house to the next. But I got to know who your parents is. See, that's another way that legit parents gonna think. I don't just let my children go to anybody's motherfucking house. I don't let anybody come to my house. If you asking me, Mom, can I have my friend come over for the house, or can I have my friend come over? I say, if I don't know their parents, I said, no, I gotta have a talk with their parents. I gotta meet their parents. Just vice versa. I would want them to call me if my daughter was gonna be over there or somebody's house. I gotta know who my daughter going over. I gotta know who my daughter's around. I don't know who y'all got in y'all house. For all I care, you might have some predators sitting over there, and vice versa. You don't know who the fuck I got in mine. So this is why it's definitely important to get to know the parents. But see, when I got to know their friends' parents and they got to know who I was, they children welcome in my house. Like I said, I done fed them and everything. And they like coming. And I don't, that's a privilege because I don't let too many in my house. Okay. I don't let too many people come in my house. Everybody speaking. Yes, I might lead one, but I have never followed a motherfucker. Hell no. You gotta be a leader. I ain't never had following tendencies in me. Never. That's why it's not in me now. You know what I'm saying? This is exactly why it's not in me now, and it's never going to be. I feel like I'm at a place in my life now where if I got some of the ways that I have right now, I'm gonna keep them same ways with me. You know what I'm saying? I'll be literally 8 years away from being 50 in a couple weeks. 8 years away from 50. Okay, if I got any characteristics with me right now, they not gonna change. Okay? I don't see fit for them to change. I'm only enhancing my life. I ain't about taking a motherfucking step down. Okay, I'm not about making a step down move. Everything that I move or every move that I make is gonna be to enhance my life. It ain't gonna never be to step down. You know what I'm saying? Or settle. I'm not doing those kind of moves. This is why you want to know another reason why I know I'm such a motivator, because I've been hearing it all my life. The whole time in my life. When I was in school, I was never the person that was afraid to speak. You know how some kids be afraid to speak amongst other kids, or when you've been called on, you don't want to speak. I never been that. I never really socialized with too many because I've always been by myself, but I never really been afraid to speak on something that interests me. Then when I started coming up into my young adult life and I got out here in the corporate world with working in places like nursing homes and hospitals, and even when I was out here in the community doing that kind of a thing, I've always been told by people that I'm very one pleasant to listen to. A lot of y'all even told me that I have almost like a TV voice. I've been hearing that all my life because it's meant for me to speak. It was destined that I am to be a speaker. That's something that I was been as a kid in school. I've been told by a lot of my colleagues and even some of these people, the patients and their families, like they tell me a lot of good things. Like, yeah, I'm definitely a motivator. And I got a lot of people that's older than me, some that come up under younger than me, but they really respect my opinion. And this is why they would ask me of my opinion. Because first of all, they know I'm gonna give it to them straight. You know, I'm not one of those kind of people that tell something or tell somebody something in a manner to where it sounds horrible, but I'm gonna give it to you straight because you got to be real with people. Okay, you got to be real with people first of all. I'm gonna give it to you straight. I'm gonna give it to you in a manner where you're gonna receive it. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is with two people where they're saying the same thing, but one of them is saying it real fucked up to you, so you're really not receiving it like that, versus somebody else who's saying exactly what that person's saying, but they're saying it where they're gonna be able to receive this open. They got open arms to it. I'm gonna be that one. And they're going to respect my honesty, and they're going to respect what I tell them, because ultimately I'm going to encourage them to do better, but I'm also going to remind them of their own faults in the situation, of what they could be doing better. So I'm going to encourage your situation by giving you advice, but I'm also not going to let you forget what your part was, because it's always two parts in a situation, or it can't be just these people and you have no part to play. It can't be, oh, I'm in this position because I let these people do this to me, but you made the decision to let these people do this to you. So I have to remind you of your own faults so that you know what to correct. You're giving it to them straight. You're not beating around the bush with it. You actually just letting them know what's the real. And people actually respect that a whole lot better. They respect that. They're very receptive to that. How you doing, Miss Austin? I ride with my 9. That's all I need, okay? That too. That too, honey. I'm so glad I didn't have that then, though. I didn't need it then. I wasn't supposed to have one of those then. Cause see, I wouldn't have been right with that. So the good Lord didn't give me mine until it was time for me to have mine. But I already knew back then I wasn't gonna need something like that in my possession. Mm-mm. Now, totally different story. But that's their insecurity. That's why I rock with Midnight at Joy and Give the Hands. I've only been the only child, always rep for Dolo, pride myself on it. I love learning, uplifting, researching, sharing info and knowledge, not getting jealous of that straight sad. That's it. Yep, like I always say, I don't need a crew because I am the crew by myself. I never liked it that at all. I was looked up to in school. I've been making money since middle school. Exactly. And my school was the first person that got me my job. It was a program where you had to keep your GPA to a certain standard. And if your GPA was at a certain standard, you can get in that program. I got my first job through my high school. as a motherfucking freshman. And you know what that job was? I worked at a camp. Okay. I worked at a camp with individuals from the age of 5 to 65 with Down syndrome. That was my first job, paid well at 14, 15 years old. I was able to actually help my mother. You know what I'm saying? At that age, willingly wanted to shit. Yeah, I've always been smart. I'm talking about I'm smart. You know what I mean? I'm book smart and I got the motherfucking street smarts too. Shit, I've been around enough motherfuckers to know some street smart shit. I have to know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm very intelligent. That's another thing that a lot of people look back and see. Yeah, you can see that I'm intelligent. I always was the one that rolled solo. I had two friends in high school. I had a couple friends too. Chicks are HOEs for life. Man, can't be their life, their whole life. Man, at some point you want to go grow up, come up out of whole mentality. But some people stuck right there in their 50s, still in cliques of bootleg, wait, in their 50s, still in a clique of bootleg, fake thugged out old lady gang shit. Okay? Who's still claiming to be a thug? Who still wants to be claiming to be a thug, even though I know that's not to be the truth, but I'm just saying, who wanna rep still being a thug at past 50? Girl, go sell that to some motherfucker body who gonna actually listen to it. You talking to the right people. But who actually is a thug though? That shit funny to me. Who's actually a thug at 50, past 50? That ruggish, thuggish old lady gang type shit, like you said. Come on, that shit funny as fuck to me. Grow the fuck up. Cause you definitely not that. You don't exude it. I'm just saying. I've always been a loner. I am my clique. And they hate to see me coming because I don't need anyone around me to make me feel secure. I feel secure in my own body. Exactly. That's how you know half of them not thugs because first of all, y'all need clicks. Y'all powerless alone. You're powerless alone. Okay. So first of all, that ain't a sign of a thug right there. You know what I'm saying? Because you're powerless alone. All right. You need a click to thrive. You need a click to be able to do the shit that y'all do. So that's not a thug mentality, first off. Okay. You do shit in clicks. So you will be like one of those people to be caught alone and then tuck your tail type thing. You know what I mean? You'll be tucking your tail type of thing if you were ever saw by yourself. I mean, it would be like seeing a fucking ghost or something. Cause see, the only way that you feel like you are some sort of a power or you have some sort of authority is when you clicked up and clicked out. That's definitely not a sign of a thug. I've been around enough of them motherfuckers in my life. Cause if you are true, you true to the game, shit, you don't need no motherfucking crowd. You true to the game of what it is you do. Shit, you don't need a crowd. As a matter of fact, they don't like to do things in a crowd. They don't trust the crowd. They don't trust to do things with a crowd. Okay? A lot of them don't do shit with crowds. So that's the first move that's already mistaken. Can't be that. Nah, not at all. Yes, travel in packs like wolves. Okay. Like pigeons. Cause wolves are strong. Miss listen, Miss Alicia, wolves are strong animals. They gonna have to be classified as pigeons, boo. You know, birds. You know what they say about a bird. A bird is somebody who can just go on go. You ain't about shit. You meaningless. You know what I'm saying? And you're definitely not the eagle, the strong one. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about a strong bird. I'm talking about a pigeon. Somebody who just shitting out shit all day. You know what I mean? And traveling in packs, that kind of shit. You can't even be classified as the strongest bird, which is the eagle. You're not there, but they definitely not wolves. Mm-mm. They don't have the characteristics of them. Exactly. Every action get a reaction. They come for you, epic fail. Now they get what they hand calls for. Fuck out of here. You know I'm gonna come about me every time. That's the thing. I don't understand a lot of this mess is coming from older people. I'm 60. I don't have time for it. I just want good content. And that's what it should be, Miss Janet. That's what it should. You would think that's what it should be. But in reality, y'all know what y'all seeing as well. You know what I'm saying? In reality, you already know what you're seeing. Mm-hmm. They classifying that because they coming because a person is speaking back in reference to motherfuckers saying too much or have already done too much. That's not messy for a person to speak on, like I said, something that other people have caused or tried to cause on them. It's not nothing that they did. It's nothing that you did yourself alone. It's something that other people have tried to do to you. They tried to, damn near defame you. And so when you damn near get to speaking and you constantly speaking, they don't like that, but that's too damn bad because I'm not here for you to like what I do. I'm not here for you to like what I'm doing. I'm not here for you to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. But we not the same. That's the whole thing I'm trying to make. It's we're not the same. We not in the same class. We not on the same level. We don't have the same things in common. It's a lot of things that set us apart. We're not the same at all. We're not. Lord, I'm glad I had the mother I had. She encouraged me and my sister to be independent and not to depend on your own. I have three daughters and they are all grown, married, and have children of their own now. Bring them up and now they know how to raise their children. Exactly. And you better know that, when children come from morals and values and your parents taught you these things, you best to believe that your children gonna carry those same morals and values with their own family. Like I told y'all, I come from structure and I come from morals. So it's only right for me to pick up the structure and morals that I learned in my household of my mother raising us. I definitely exude that when it came to my own children. And I hope that they take the same things that I've done and place that within their children. However, my kids feel like how I felt with my mother. My kids felt like I was strict. Now I said to my kids, nah, I'll let y'all get some freedom. I said, you have to see what kind of household I come from. You have to see what kind of background I was brought up in. Nah, y'all had freedom. I just didn't play certain shit with y'all. Like when it came for y'all schooling and it came to y'all slipping in school. And I know your capabilities and I know what point you were at. And I trying to see you slip. I'm going to be on you. I'm going to be on you about that. And you're not going to like the consequences. It's not for you to like. I'm not giving you a consequence or a repercussion for you to agree and like this shit. I'm a parent. I could care less if you like it or not. But you're gonna understand what I'm coming from, and you're gonna understand that I mean business. So then you're gonna correct what it is you think you're doing. And it worked every time. Every time. Then when I got to taking away shit and stop rewarding you, because I always was one of them parents to reward my kids. I feel like going out to eat is a privilege, honey, especially when we keep food at home. I could cook you a meal. And they love my cooking. My kids still do. As old as they is now, they always asking me to cook. Sometimes I'm tired because I'm working a lot, but my kids grew up eating hot meals, honey. But see, when I did take my children out, that's a privilege. When you go out to eat in a dinery, that's a privilege because I don't have to spend that money to that way. You can eat at home. That kind of thing was privilege to me. When y'all would go to Chuck E. Cheese, and one of them favorite things my kids loved to do when they was little, something that I always saw fit to do was like Chuck E. Cheese, zoo. We would go to the museum on free days. It's still free right now today for all y'all in Milwaukee. Take your children to the museum on Mondays. It's free. Okay? Free at noon. Shit like that. taking them out to go buy whatever kind of clothes they want. My kids was not hard to please. Go buying them bikes, letting them pick their stuff, letting them pick their dolls that they like. My youngest daughter, she didn't too much like dolls, honey. Letting her pick whatever she like at a certain age, because I was trying to force my daughter to like dolls and dresses. I had to stop doing that too. I can't force that on my child. She just different. And I had to accept that. But letting my children pick their own clothes when they got old enough to do it. Taking photos. I'm talking about taking my kids to take pictures with a photographer so you can have some memories. I used to do shit like that with my children. Buying them their favorite snacks, letting them pick that. I remember the first time I let them get a phone. You know what I'm saying? They were so excited about the phone, letting them pick their phone. And when they would fuck up, I would take their shit, like tablets and phones, the shit that I would buy y'all that then was not cheap. Okay? Oh yeah, when you fuck up at school, I'm taking this shit. And you ain't gonna get it back until I see difference in your grades. That shit works. Like that. Letting my kids go out when they got to a certain age. Like, I'm giving you a curfew though. You're gonna have a curfew. I'm gonna let you go to spend time with your friends and stuff like that, where you gonna be able to do things that teenagers do, because who don't want to be a teenager? You know what I'm saying? When you get to a certain age, 15 and 16 years old, you want to be out there, doing what you want to do with your friends, hanging out. But my kids know they had a curfew and they knew not to break it because they knew mama wasn't playing. They sit here and laugh about that shit right now today. This how I know I did some shit right. Cause see, me and my siblings reminisce about what the fuck our moms have done. We laugh about that shit right now today. But this is how we know that our mom didn't play a game. See, we can laugh about that shit now because me and my siblings do the same shit. We do the same thing. We sit here and laugh about a lot of things that our mom disciplined us with and how she did it. Same thing my kids do. It's just a repeated ass cycle. They do the same thing. But that's how you know you come from a good upbringing, though. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, your children gonna take the morals and values that you instilled in them. They're gonna instill that in them people, the family of their own. Pack of sheeps, weak sauce lambs for wolves. I'm so sick of the fake shit. Okay, me too, girl. Because they studying us and try to beat us, but can't, but cannot. Miss Nisha can't. We do not fall in them categories. I'm sorry. Like I said, the first two alone, we're not certified whores. Never were. And we raise our children. Those alone. Mm-mm. You can't stand next to me. You do not belong in a class next to me. We're not on the same level and never will be. My life is advanced. I have so much up under me now, today where I am. I am at a different type of level in life. Okay? So no, you can't stand next to me. You can't sit at the table with me. You're not in the class with me. We don't compare at all. I'll be 52 in October, but at this point, ain't no excuse. Whatever age, word up, disgusting. Exactly. Ain't no excuse for it. Ain't no room for excuses. I'm going to talk to whoever. If someone knows, I'm going to talk to whoever. If someone I know has a problem with someone, I still will give you the benefit of doubt unless I see where shit off the bat. Right. Me too. I give a lot of benefit of doubt. Have, still will, because that's just who I am. Okay, that's just who I am. Like I said, I do believe in change with people. And I'm gonna keep on extending benefit of doubt to people that I come across. I'm still gonna do that. But if I just see that I have done that too many times with an individual, I know when to cut that off too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a person that definitely believe in second chances and people getting their life together. That's what I'm saying with a second chance. Second chances is this. I know I made some mistakes. I definitely learned from my mistakes, and I'm pushing myself to the limit because sky is the limit for me, and I want better and greater, and I'm going to show and exude better and greater. That's giving somebody benefit of doubt, and that's actually giving somebody second chance right there with something like that. When you have tried that with so many motherfucking people, man, and it just does not work, you have to know when that cut that off too with those people. You got to. You got to know when you say enough is enough. You got to say enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? And those just are not people for you. You got to say enough is enough. It's got to be enough is enough somewhere. Okay? So I'm not going to keep on extending that kind of benefit of doubt to people that I've already then gave that shit to 10 times over. I'm not going to do that. You know, but I definitely believe in second chances. And like I said, when people actually want better and greater, it's on them. That shine and that glow is definitely on them. You can see it. You can see it. I know real addicts. This is why I say I know when I see a motherfucker recovering addict. When I see a recovering addict in action, he or she is going to exude excellence upon them, and change is going to show. It's going to be that glow in their life. It's going to be the glow on them that's going to let you know that, okay, this person definitely applied the change and pressure to his or her life to make change. They did everything necessary, no matter how long it took, no matter what they had to go through, they still did it. And it shows on them. It shows on them. It's a different type of glow up on them. When you see those who really is in sobriety, is what they call that. They're in their sobriety and they celebrate that. They don't never miss a year with it. They celebrate. It's just like their birthday. You know, something you cannot forget is the day that you came in this world. It's your birthday. When you're dealing with recovering addicts who really change in his and her life, they're never going to forget the day that they stayed clean. That year is going to go up and they celebrate it. And that glow is on them because they're going to move different. They're going to be motivating to somebody else. Those the kind of motivators y'all want around y'all. Hmm. You want that. You want anybody who's a encourager, innovator, a motivator. You want those kind of people around you. Nothing different than that. You want somebody feeding you that type of encouragement, and they have to be able to walk in it. They have to be able to present themselves just like what they're saying. They got to be damn near practicing what they preach. They got to be doing that. Yes, Lord, I'm just learning. Okay. Straight insecurity. You should mutually be a normal adult and watch different platforms and not be messy, not be a follower. Use your own mind. They don't like when people use their own minds on here. They hate that in people. They hate that quality in anyone. When people use their own minds, that's like a quality that intimidates a lot of people on here. I see. But don't start changing yourself if that's you. I'm sorry. Do not change yourself or curve yourself for nobody. Do not change or curve yourself for nobody because they don't like that about you. Do not, because you follow your own thought process and you follow your own heart, mind, and soul. And somebody do not like the fact that you follow your own heart, mind, and soul. You do not care about those who do not care to follow their own heart, minds, and souls. You continue to follow yours. Don't let that be something that somebody actually make you change about yourself or make you feel that it's wrong because you have your own frame of thought. because you follow your own mind, because you don't do what everybody else do. You're not trying to keep up with the Joneses. You're not doing all of that. Do not make nobody feel like as if your capabilities is wrong. Because it ain't nothing wrong with it. You stand strong on it and you continue to do that. That's exactly what you do. Do not make nobody feel like it's weird because you follow your own mind. You do what you want to do. Move how you want to move. You give people a chance to get to know who they are versus letting somebody trying to poison your mind because they feel a certain way about a person. Do not let nobody put that kind of poison and venom in your hearts and in your ear. Don't let them do it. You continue, because that's a strong strength. That's a great characteristic. That's a great skill. Because you know what? Everybody just don't possess that. Everybody don't exude that. They don't display that. Everybody don't have that quality in them. It's definitely a good skill and characteristics of you. And don't never change it. You want to always follow your own heart, mind, and soul. And never let nobody hinder you from getting to know what could be blessings to you through these people that they don't like because they don't like them. They don't want you to have a relationship with them. Do not do it. That person just may be somebody to help bless your life, give you some kind of advice, a resource on something that you want to do. Y'all might have things in common and all things like that. Getting to know one another. You got to get to know somebody for you. It's screw what somebody else say. See, that's what's we seeing a lot of that on the internet. We seeing a lot of that. We seeing a lot of minds being poisoned because people are poisoning a lot of people's minds and they falling for the bait. And so this is why they disliking so many motherfucking people for no reason at all. They have absolutely not one justifiable reason as to why they don't like a person, as to why they don't get a chance to know somebody else. It's based off of who came and told them, and because that person feel a way about that person, now they feel some kind of way. You're seeing that on the internet, and you've been seeing that on the internet for a long time now. The same people who actually talking like that been doing that the moment they presented themselves on the internet. Been into it with so many. There was not a time or a period of a time where their platform was ever positive or clean from mess. Pay attention to that as well. Never was a time period where it wasn't no mess going on. Never was a time period where they weren't talking about somebody. Never was a time period where they were just encouraging women, uplifting women or men. It didn't happen the moment they touched this app. And it's still going on. Okay? People really need to learn how to fix their house and stop coming over to other people's houses and trying to tell them how to fix their house. And that's y'all, but some people are allowing that. You know what I'm saying? Some people are allowing that. That's something Midnight don't allow over here in her house. Now, Midnight have been the vessel to let people express themselves, because I do believe that when people express themselves, that's a form of communication, but that's also a form of releasing. Okay? That's a form of releasing unwanted stress. Okay? You can express yourself however you want. It's a problem with the ones who don't do it. See, that be the issue. Everybody finds that to be a problem when people are expressive or vocal. Listen, it's a problem when you're not doing that kind of. Listen, that's the problem. When you're not doing it, what y'all think happened to people who do not know how to express him or herself? What happens with those kind of people? What kind of things do those people go through for real? It's when you're not doing that, that's the problem. I'm telling you, that is the problem. When you're not expressing yourself, because you are able to express yourself. When you keep so much in you and bottle up You're bottling up all type of bullshit emotions. You're bottling up all the things you want to say to a person, but you don't know how to say it. So you're gonna keep that sealed. That bottle is sealed shut tight. What you think gonna happen over time with that bottle? It's gonna burst. This is why people go out there and do hideous shit. Because they don't formally express themselves the way they should be. Because expressing yourself is a way of releasing stress, releasing the way you feel. We are able, and you're supposed to do it. Supposed to. You're supposed to. If anybody is telling you that you're supposed to be able to be a doormat and just bottled up feelings and emotion, they are lying to you. Now, that's somebody you need to be worried about. Get away from them. Ain't nothing wrong with you being vocal. Ain't nothing wrong with expressing yourself. You're supposed to. When you do not, that's when a problem come in. That's a real fact, you all. That's a fact. How you doing, Miss Jennifer? That's a natural fact. 100% fact. Anybody who ever studies psychology, sociology, or any of those things like that, you know that to be a fact. When y'all look at statistics right now with SI and HI, that's a fact. That plays a part as to why people do what they do. When you think about all of these people who have drew a blank and went black, that's why. Because he or she was taught that that's weak of you to express yourself. You hold all of those feelings in there. You hold it and you take it. You're not supposed to. You're not. I'm watching, trying to take these small ass braids out my hair. Appointment early tomorrow. What you finna get done? I'm getting me some braids too. I'm getting me some Sealy's in another week. Another week, I'm finna give me some Sealy's twists. What you finna get done, Miss Lolane? How you doing, Miss Tanya? Thank you for the avatar. You have to take your own advice to give advice. You do. You have to be able to walk within the advice that you actually give. There's not one piece of advice that I don't come on here and give you all that I don't walk by. I'm not, just like I'm telling y'all right now that it's okay to express yourself. I'm going to express myself. I'm gonna, just like I tell y'all, don't let nobody do and treat you any kind of way. Don't be a doormat to nobody, because I don't. Just like I say, oh, we all got the same 24 hours in our day. If you want to make your life greater and better, do so, because I do for mine. Just like I come on here and say, if somebody implementing you in some mess or they have done something to you and you're involved in it and it's nothing you caused on yourself, it's all of what somebody else caused, talk about it. It's okay to talk about it. Just like I said, when I have to come on here and I have already encouraged a lot of women and me in my ad, but I got the proof on a lot of these women that have inboxed me personally. Y'all come through here and y'all confess sometime, y'all things that y'all go through my chat section here. I'm doing that out there with other people because I have to encourage me. I have to encourage me too. Oh, I know how to give a compliment to several motherfucker people ever in life, men or women, because I compliment myself. I feel very comfortable with who I am as a person. So I'm going to come tell y'all the same thing. So you got to make sure that the person that's advising you is walking within that type of advice that they're trying to give you. And if they don't fit the script, I will be very skeptical about taking their advice. I will be very suspect about that. That's all I'm saying. Not the shoes, okay? Look, this ain't Godfather. They ain't advisors. Absolutely not. Not to me, at least. Oh, no. And like I said, if anybody is actually looking at that to be any type of level of encouragement, well, oh, I feel sorry for those people. If you think that that's any level of encouragement at all, it's not. So they're going to have to keep saying that we're not the same, because I'm going to keep on promoting that we're not the same. I know we're not the same. We're not the same at all. You're right. We not. Mm-mm. We not the same. Not at all. It's all about jealousy, and that's a component. That's definitely a component, Miss Alicia. Each one teach one all the time. True, right? People want the shoes, but they don't know how hard it took to get them shoes. Exactly. That's your platform, sharing knowledge, inspiration, positivity, enlightenment. Yep. But you never want, she said, you never want a person, never know what a person went through to get what they got and to get where they are in life. And that's true. You never know what somebody has to go through to get where they are in life. Never. But again, most people who go through horrific things in life, certain things about their mentalities is going to curve as to being a 304. That's one I'm gonna stick to that topic, because we got a lot of people talking in that realm, so they proud of being that. So if you have a mature mindset, and if that was something that you chose to be when you were a much younger lady, you're not going to want to continuously look and revert back to that in your now current adult mid-age life. Something about the way you think and your mentality has to curve at some point. Because if you were ever calling yourself immature at one point, like most of us were, because we were young, so most young people, and not all young people, I'm not even putting all young people in that category, because listen, I know some young folks that's very mature. I know some young people that's very mature. My children are very young, but they're mature minded. Um, so as most of us do when we are younger, a lot of us have made our screw ups when we were much younger. Okay. But it's almost like you learn from your mistakes. You know how that quote go, where you learn from your mistakes. So you know that you made several mistakes being young. So you're going to learn from those mistakes growing up, and as you get older, you're not going to revert back to the same shit you were doing. So that means you're maturing, which means that your mindset has changed from immature to now a more mature mindset, which is still promoting growth. So you're really not going to revert back to a lot of the bullshit things that you have once done that was very immature, if you're now calling yourself a mature woman or a mature man. Now, you may use those as examples or instances when you're talking to somebody to help them out of a situation that he or she may be in, because you're only making it a point. Like, listen, I did that, been there, done that, and this is what I did. So y'all comparing stories. You still enlightening, helping somebody. You still encouraging them. And the only time you may revert back to a situation of a dumb decision is when you're trying to make somebody else that you're speaking with see the decision making process of how goofy the decision was out the gate. But to still have that kind of hoish mentality, baby, no, we not the same. Insecurity, crab in the basket. We got to move forward with the ones on a different page and leave the Z weight where they at completely. Yup. Every month, me paying my bills, still able to hold my mom's house since 2018, okay? Right, it ain't gonna be nothing perfect. We not even perfect. We not perfect people. Not at all. Hell, I'm married, a lot of them not. Happily married, legally married too. It's a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? But the first thing they want to say is somebody really jealous of them. Listen, I'm gonna say this again. A lot of the situations and things that they have ever touched or been through in life, I never been through. So why would I want your life? Why would I yearn for something that I never chose for my own life? You understand me? I never been through none of those instances ever in life. So why would I want your life? Why? What is it there for me to even want your life for when I haven't even made those decisions to end up in that kind of situation from the gate, out the gate, and won't? It be that kind of statements. It be those statements for me. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Say that again because there's no pamphlet about being a child or a parent. It ain't no manual, no pamphlet or nothing. Nobody ain't gonna be no perfect parent, but it's still about being a parent. It ain't gonna be no such thing as a perfect child. It ain't gonna be no such thing as a perfect marriage or perfect relationship. Ain't gonna be no such thing as a perfect none of that. All of that comes with ups and downs and rounds. It's like a roller coaster sometimes. All of that come with stuff like that. You go through things, you have to work things out, you have to talk things out. Everybody needs to be heard. I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's how you fix things. I said that because I was watching your last live, and that's how I feel about trifling chicks' daughters. She ain't want to be what she witnessed her mom doing. Anytime she's so quick to speak on deceased mothers, you, me, several others, that shows it all. Well, yeah, I meant what I said about her daughter. She's smart. I still know how to give those, the ones that the trolls. I'm gonna classify them as trolls to me. I still even know how to, even though I give these people a good read, and shout out to all of the people who actually be saying, man, that read was wow. Because listen, that's how I know I've also changed. Because listen, the way that I used to read these people on here, I used to read them in a harsh manner, man, to the point where you still gonna be 304s. But see, I can say it like this. I can talk to y'all and call y'all some certified hoes, just like this. And ain't gotta even be screaming about it. But it be the reads for me, and a lot of people see it too. You know what I'm saying? That's growth right there with me. I'm gonna definitely give you the read, but I still even know how to give your ass a compliment because, like I said, at the same time I was directing her, I still was throwing them props to her daughter. And I just hope she stay on the road she on, because she on the right path, boy. Her daughter gonna be somebody. She really is. I like her mannerisms. No cat. I like everything about that. I mean, she got it. You know what I'm saying? She got it. You know how you just look at a young person and say, man, that young man, he got it, man. Or that young lady, she got it. Well, I'm saying it. She got it. She got that. Yep. I'm so happy for the protection of my parents now and then I did when I was growing up. Okay. Yeah, because my dad still here. My dad don't play about none of his kids. He not gonna play about them. He not gonna play about us, and we not gonna play about him either. Mm-mm. Just like we didn't play about our mama. We didn't. Hell, I love my parents. Baby, ain't nothing in the world better than having a relationship with your parents, your family, man. That's another thing that midnight holds over here. You know what I'm saying? I got a relationship with not just the people who live in my household. I'm talking about my own family here. This will include me, my husband. This will include my children. But I have a relationship with my siblings. I have a relationship with my father. My dad is active in all of our lives and our children's lives. I have a relationship with my family altogether overall. Mm-hmm. And that's why I will always stay on your stay on your neck bones, tummy. Listen, Miss Alicia, have you had some neck bones lately? How you doing, Miss Tanya? I was too busy trying to be grown, and now I wish I stayed a child or in a child's place when I was a child. Well, that's okay. That's a mistake you made. You know, you saying right now that you wish you hadn't made some of those mistakes, and it's all right. Long as you learn from them, long as you learn from them, you good. My dad was unalive in 1976 when I was only 3. Oh, wow. So never experienced both parents, but my mom went hard in the paint. Me getting my older me getting older made me realize our parents did the best they could, most of them. I got it right before my mom passed in 2018. So you was the only child though, Miss Lolane? You was the only child too? I bet you was spoiled though. I bet you was spoiled though. But see, chill. A lot of people think that when you got one child, it's easier to spoil your children. No, I got 3 kids, and my kids, all of them were spoiled. I tell you that. All 3 of my kids were spoiled brats, honey. When my kids were younger, this is why I say I believe in certain holidays being for a kid. Like I always made Christmas special for my kids. I always made stuff like Easter special for the children. I always make Valentine's Day bags for all of my children, even at their very grown ages now. I even make my husband one. I never make myself one. I'm going to do a repost of some bags that I make, but I do that all the time. It's a ritual. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a ritual of mine. I do Valentine's Day bags for my son. He's always included. You know what I'm saying? I do this every year. Been doing it ever since my kids were little. I always make them bags. You know what I'm saying? Valentine's Day bags. And I'm going to be making them again. You know what I'm saying? I always put them their nice favorite candy in there and go buy them a nice gift and a bear to go in there. It be strictly to their likings too. You know what I'm saying? But those are just kind of things that I do. When my kids were littler, they had a lot of things for them. They birthday parties was always lit. You know, I always had a lot of kids there because my siblings got children. Me and my sister Chrissy, our kids literally the same age. So me and Chrissy were damn near pregnant at the same time. Every time. Every time we were damn near pregnant together. My sister Smurf, she has 4 too. Yeah, she got 4 children too. So Portia, JJ, Anna, Jamie. Smurf got 4 kids. I got 3. Chrissy has 4. Smurf got 4. And my brother, he got 3. Yep. So even with it just being my sibling children, if that would just be the ones who show up for any birthday party, it would always be nice and lit because our children grew up together. You know what I'm saying? They grew up together, they the same ages. But even my cousin's children, they always been around, you know. So it's just like when my kids were little, they used to birthday parties, the stuff that kids like. They used to getting birthday parties. They used to getting rewarded, you know what I'm saying, for good behavior. I really did not like to reward my kids for bad behavior. For the holidays like Christmas, made that very special because it's for a kid. You know what I'm saying? Easter, that's for kids. Valentine's Day, I still do that for my grown kids. You know what I'm saying? Right now. I don't really get myself anything, but I make baskets for all of them, or not a basket, bags. They be like bags. Right, as long as she got it now, and that's all that matters. Shit, it's a lot of old ass lost souls. They still stuck. I just like keeping crackhead, just like keeping the crackhead mentality. And it's always like this. This is another thing that I don't get about people who got that kind of mentality, Miss Lolaine. They like to come on here and try to talk about other people, but when you describing the situation, you describing somebody that sounds like a druggie to me. You know what I'm saying? Why you still associating yourself with people who sound like druggies? What motherfucker go in the alley and pick up scraps besides a person who has a drug habit? I mean, motherfuckers are not picking up shit that you can pick out the back of an alley, okay, and bringing that shit in a house. Nobody is hoarding that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's garbage. That's trash. Unless you got a habit. You know what I'm saying? Because you think you finna turn this shit in. So it seems like the people that you even associate your stuff with still sound like they got drug habits, which makes me think like, wow, if you were really somebody that's claiming to be a recovering addict, why you still associate yourself around people who sound like they got current habits now? They sound like they still currently dibbing and dabbing in habits. Because, like I said, motherfucking normal people are not picking up trash out the back of alleys, bringing that shit in their home. A motherfucker ain't making that no hustle. Nah. Mm-mm. They not hoarding that kind of shit. Unless you only finna turn that shit in to get them a quick buck, and you already know what they doing with that. Especially if you're a druggie, that ain't gonna last long. That's the quickest they put it in their hand, it's already gone. The quickest they put that money in somebody's hand who's a junkie, that's already gone. You best believe it. But see, somebody who's really with sobriety, they're not gonna associate themselves to people who still currently dib and dab. That's a trigger. Okay. That's another trigger. That's how you almost know somebody really serious about sobriety. Is because most people who are really truly serious about sobriety is going to even change their social circle and the people that they socialize with, which means that if you have drug addicts as friends, you're not going to want to spend so much time with those drug addict friends if you're on the way to sobriety. You're not going to want to do shit like that. You're not going to want to socialize with people who still dib and dab. You're not going to do that. If you're still socializing with people who dib and dab, what is the purpose of doing that and you're supposed to be clean when you know that these people still do what they do? Do it make sense? No, it don't. Not all folks embarrassed from past decisions. Most, yeah, a lot still stuck. No, not all of them. Not all of them, but some of them are embarrassed about certain things that they do. Some of them wouldn't even let that be something that they'll let somebody else bring out of them to talk about. You know what I'm saying? That's how embarrassing moments work for people who are embarrassed about something. Um, like what she said when she said that people may do things for money because they want to be able to take care of their child, and that's the last resort. Let's just use that for an example. If somebody went to a last resort of laying on their back to earn a quick buck to be able to pay their rent, this is something that they did on last resort. It's not something that they wanted to do. It's not something that they actually desire to do. It's just like, okay, they exhausted every other thing. Nothing else is working out. So they have to be able to do what they got to do to feed their family. They're not going to really revert back to that kind of a memory because that's something that they ultimately did not want to do. It was kind of like last resort. It's ultimately something that they were forced to do. So anything that's forced, it's not going to be something almost like accepted with somebody else to talk about because it was a forced thing. It's last resort type of thing. That kind of person ain't going to talk about that. They're not going to brag about being a whore. Nah, they're not going to brag about being a whore because it's something that they didn't even want to do anyway. It was the last resort. But when you're a certified whore and you just don't mind the fact that that's what you once did, and so you still carry the whore mentality, that's a whore. You're a certified hoe. You know what I'm saying? Certified. Yep, I always help my mom with groceries and dinner and breakfast sometimes. Okay. Old school values, respect, right? What's going on, sis? What's going on over there with y'all? Midnight at Joints, Gifted Hands. I always said you have a calling to be heard by the masses to help create change and upliftment. And I know I do. That's why I do it. I'm doing good. Just got home from work. Okay. People be forgetting we have two types of lives, and the life that our parents gave us and the life that we have to live after we have become adults. Yeah. All the blind, COPD mother. Wait a minute, all the blind COPD motherfuckers and Tana goofy ass. Yeah, she pure goofy to me. What's going on, sir? What y'all doing over there? Hey, what Portia do for her birthday? I can't believe Portia 25. She 25 years old. They are wannabes. Shoulda, coulda, wouldas type of folks. Mm-hmm. I be tight. Most of them hide behind fake profiles and groups, target the ones they shouldn't. Real people do shit all by the lonely, like Tretch said proudly. For real. You violate me, I'ma speak on it. Get at them like Cardi said, forever. A lot of times you can be taught to come up with values, real parenting, and a lot of these generations don't pick that up. Talking back to parents, elders, teachers fighting, unaliving parents, talking about calling CPS while you're trying to calling them. I'm duffing your ass the F out. Okay. Well, to speak to that comment though, yeah, a lot of, and just because you come from morals and values don't always mean that you're going to be the person to exude morals and values too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's a fact. You know, some people actually brought up in households where they were taught morals and values, but they don't take those morals and values that they were brought up with them in their life or in their home. So we can't always say that everybody who came up with structure is going to be structured. We can't always assume that just because you came from structured places and backgrounds that that's automatically going to make you a structured individual, because sometimes that does not happen with everybody. As you said, you know what I'm saying? They disrespectful, you know, they grow up disrespectful, then they end up having children and they go through the same thing that you did on your parents, you know what I'm saying? The same way that you treated your parents, and now your children treating you like shit, you know what I'm saying? So just because you come from a structured background don't always necessarily mean that you're going to just automatically be structured. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that either. A lot of people tend to think that when people come from broken homes that they're going to be the messed up ones. Well, that's not the case for all of them. Just like it's not the case for everybody who came up in a structure home. You know what I'm saying? It's not the case that you're going to just be legit and that you're going to not going to be a problematic person. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be that. I mean, you will see that sometime with people who come from broken homes. Most times you will see that person traumatized by a lot of things that he or she has been through or witnessed. And so if they don't get help that they need, they will inflict those same traumas on somebody else without seeking help. But then you have some people who come from those kind of trauma backgrounds and they use that to promote encouragement to somebody else. So they don't let that kind of thing hold them back, and they come from a line of trauma. I'm talking about they come from the background of trauma, but they don't use that for a crutch or excuse to make them not exceed in life. You know what I'm saying? They don't use their traumas of where they come from and let that hold them back from excelling in life. They actually look at that trauma and want better. Like, I don't ever want to put this on my children. I don't ever want my children to ever go through what I went through. I don't ever want to go through it again. And this is what they promote. You know what I'm saying? So just because you come from structured backgrounds don't always mean you may end up structured. And just because you come from a dysfunctional background doesn't mean that you're going to automatically be a dysfunctional person. You may be more functional than Most people. That's why I rock with her. Feel free to join my black owned business group, upliftment groups. I created inbox me or a friend request me and I'll personally invite you. Okay. Should at 1516 streets light turned off, we better be coming in our house. Dead ass. Or get the switch from outside, the big ones, old school discipline. Okay. My mom beat my sister with an umbrella and looked over at me as if she was saying, "You want some too?" I was very quiet and still. Okay. Your sis has a page. Share her page and link so I can join. Love how she gives it up too. Well, my that's my sister personal page though. So, she don't have a blog page. You talking about Chrissy? So that's her personal page. So I'm not sure how she may feel about that, but I asked her, because like I said, with my personal page, I went back to just knowing keeping my personal page personal. My personal page is now only for people who I actually do know. So I will let her know. Oh shit, there she go right there. Hey Chrissy, do you mind? I got some people on here saying that they like how you be speaking. So they want to actually be following you. Like they said post your link. Like how you gave me benefit of doubt. Midnight at Joanne's gift of hands. While I realized and got it. Respect. Okay. You heard what I said, Chrissy. Some people want to know, you know what I'm saying, would you be open to letting them follow you? Because they also like the way that you speak as well. So if you want to post your link in the chat, you can. But I wasn't just sure about how you feel about that because I know that's your personal page. Because like I was telling them, see, I have a blog page and I have a personal page. And I just made my personal page back personal. So a lot of people that were following me on my personal one, I pretty much took everybody that was following my personal page off that page and allow people to follow me here or follow me in my group because I am actually going to go live in my group. I see that I should have been going live in my group. I'm gonna go live in my group probably the next time that I go live. I see I got a little bit more requests too that I did approve because they got to be sent to me. I used to have it set to where it was automatically letting people in, but then I ended up changing that setting. But I'm gonna start going live in my group. Midnight that joins get the hands. The new reality is a lot would normally remain stuck or crackhead mentality. A lot of our people never wake up. Just please bypass me with the shenanigans, okay? Mm-mm. How you doing, Miss Liz? You're right about this, Midnight. If you don't agree with people on their platforms and dislike who they dislike, they seem to have a problem with you. But I'm the one who's not kissing anybody's butt because I like who I like and I won't dislike someone who hasn't did anything to me or towards me. Absolutely, Miss Jennifer. And then while everybody talking about kissing ass, it's a lot of people kissing ass. A lot of people thinking somebody's kissing ass out here, but I see a lot of ass kissing out here being done. And you know why a lot of people are ass kissing is because they know that they were once the horrible person to another person. So now you kissing ass. Why they calling other people ass kissings or ass kissers? But you definitely kissing ass because you was once that horrible person that said such horrible things. So now you making your way up by kissing ass. So that's what you call a true ass kisser. A lot of that is going on over here. Okay. That's another thing that you see going on. A lot of folks kissing other folks' ass, and I'm definitely not an ass kisser. Mm-mm. Nope. But why people out here so quick to call somebody else an ass kisser, we definitely see some other ass kissers out here. Most definitely kissing ass. I'm talking about kissing ass. Okay, definitely kissing ass, and you know why you're kissing ass. You're kissing ass because a motherfucker wants somebody to, you know, not remember the horrible things that you once said about a motherfucker. So you kissing that motherfucking person's ass. Ass kissing at its finest. It be the things that they say be so contrary, like you're not doing what you're like you're not doing what you're actually accusing someone else of doing. Like you're not doing the same thing. Okay? Like you're not doing the exact same thing. It be that for me. And that's really what kills me. It be all of that for me. Like you are definitely calling somebody something. It's calling the kettle black. Like you are definitely calling the kettle black here because you doing the a very same thing. So you can't call the kettle black when you doing the same shit. The very same. That's got to be crazy work to allow someone to make you not like another person because they don't like them. But you know, that's the truth though, Miss Jennifer. That's what a lot of these people do. And then when people follow their own mind and want to get to know people for themselves, they find you to be snaky or messy because you are actually going to get to know somebody for themselves. You're not taking a word of disliking them without knowing them. You know what I'm saying? It's the ones who do not take word of disliking somebody without knowing them when they actually try to go get to know them. Oh, you messy because I didn't see you trying to talk to XYZ, or I didn't see you in XYZ's comment section. You know, we tried to tell her XYZ. Like, listen, nobody ain't gotta like follow your thought process. That relationship you have with somebody is not the same as somebody else's relationship, no way. And you don't know what kind of relationship this person is gonna even establish with the one that you cannot get along with. It may not be nothing like what you're going through. People are just not compatible with one another. I mean, and sometimes you can figure that shit out quickly and swiftly, and sometimes it takes a little time. It's just to know that people are not compatible with you as you think. Sometimes people figure that out really quick, and sometimes it takes time for you to actually see a person for who they truly are. But do not expect for somebody to not give somebody a fair try because you feel some kind of way about them. Because, like I said, that person may be a blessing to the person who they actually getting to know. And that relationship is probably going to be totally different. It's not going to be the same. Everybody speaking. Not everyone deserves to come into your soul. Not at all. I'm good, just relaxing. Thanks for the asking. Okay. You know what took me the fuck out? The lady claiming you didn't support publicly, proudly. Wait a minute. You know what totally took me the fuck out? The lady claiming you didn't support publicly, proudly promote that chick to then visibly watch and prove you did for their viewers to co-sign those shenanigans. Sis, I promise. My entire head was blown. Well, I mean, them people, but you know what the sad thing about that though, Miss Lowlane, is them people already knew that. I shouldn't even have to have come up here to even show that piece of a clip that I already supported that girl. Them people already knew that, to be honest, though. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I gotta prove people to be liars and prove myself like, listen, I didn't do what now? So listen, them people, all of them already knew that. Trust and believe me, they knew. She knew. Trust and believe me, she even knew that. She knew that. She knew that. Sad shit is you don't know till you know, right? Because people are forgetting soul ties is a real thing. And so whatever people are going through, they want to give to you for you to figure it out yourself. Okay. I write poetry, cook to release. If you violate me, I'm always speaking on it. And you can. Like, it ain't nothing wrong with somebody speaking on something that bothers them. It's a problem when you don't. It's a problem when you do not do stuff like that. That's where the problem come in for a lot of people. When they don't. Okay, so keep on speaking on what makes y'all uncomfortable when people do stuff to y'all. That ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't let nobody make you feel like you doing something wrong, either when you doing it. Cause there's definitely nothing wrong about it. Everybody get on here and express themselves on their platforms the way they want to. So everybody is doing it. So why is it a problem when somebody else is doing it? Because everybody has done it and everybody is going to continue to do it. So why is there even a problem when somebody is doing the very same thing you are doing? It's what I'm trying to understand. The very same thing you are doing, you're saying that somebody else is doing it and it makes them messy. How? You have to make things make sense. You have to make things make sense when you're saying them. And a lot of that mess don't make no sense for real. It just don't. How you doing, Miss Sharon? When you do not express yourself, you holding onto something that you don't have to hold on to. And you should not hold on to it. I do not ever encourage or promote people to hold on to emotions that they don't want to hold on to. Now that's stress, and you know stress is the number one killer. Well, KILLER. Stress is a silent KILLER. Number one. Okay? Number one. And that's exactly what happens with people always trying to bottle up their emotions. You just a whole stress ball at this point. Something that you really do not have to be. I did psychology, sociology. I did in college, but at 12 years old, I wrote poetry. Yeah, I remember you telling me that you write poems. I like writing poems too. Yep, I write because I like writing music. You know what I mean? So to me, like when I write a song, it's like a poem, because most musicians they write, they writers, you know what I'm saying? They are storytellers. That's poetry. Like Pac, a lot of his poems and stuff like that, a lot of them can be real raps. What you mean? Them storytellers, they are co-writers. You know what I'm saying? And writing is something that I think is a strong point for me. First of all, I like writing. But I like writing music. So sometimes when you write like a nice hook or something like that, or a nice song, or you wrote a nice poem, that could be a song. You know what I'm saying? It could be a song. I like poetry nights. I like watching that on TV. I like actually going to one. I went to a couple of them in my life for real. I like the environment of poetry night. And just to hear what everybody come with, it's always somebody coming with something different. Just to hear what everybody got to say, really. Some of them people be real deep with it. Some of them be just, right there with it. Some of it be right, like, okay, I can get that. I can dig that. But I like the ones that really get deep with their words. I like that. Small box braids. Okay, you taking down box braids, or is that what you getting? Because I'm getting seagullies in my hair. Let's see. I believe in each one teach one. I love learning from young or old, or from you midnight at Joanne's gift the hands from anyone God brought you to hear what they saying. Facts. Me too. I just don't take advice from everybody. That's like what my captions say. Same here. Now, see, I will take legitimate advice from people, but not everybody. Yep. It won't come from everybody. Anybody can't give me no line of advice. Mm-mm. Nope. Like I said, if you don't exude what it is you think you advising me about, you can't advise me at all. Okay? If you do not exude what you think you advising me about and it don't exude in you, you can't advise me. You cannot advise me. And if you won't be taken, that advice is not a point taken. Trust and believe me. It's not. Midnight at Joanne's giving the hands. Whoever left the laugh emoji hiding their hand. My point, we not hiding, but you are a clown. But I don't even care though, Miss Lolane. I don't care about what they putting up in here. I don't. Mm-mm, not at all. And a lot of our folks still doing the same, never learned nothing. My point. Shit, we watching grown goof motherfuckers showing some never get it. The biggest thing I was thankful to get as an adult before my mom passed was a product of her environment. Loved me and I had no right to judge or hate my mom. Word up, right? This is the midnight that joins gifted hands that attracted me to the page. Good discussion. Keep up the good work, midnight. Will do. Me too, real content. Glad I got to meet and hear and not believe the shenanigans. Exactly. You got to learn people for yourself though, Miss Lawline. Nobody can ever switch my mindset like that to make me believe like I'm gonna believe like you. Mm-mm. I'm not gonna believe like you. Midnight at Joanne's Gifted Hands. I was spoiled till 18. My mom said taught me work ethics. I love earning my own. So my mom beat in my head the importance of learning to earn my own. At 18, mom said the jug was up. Okay. Well, I mean, she got a point though. You are of an age now, you a young adult. You know what I'm saying? You're not legal, but I mean you're a young adult. That's just like what I said. Hell, my kids don't pay no bills or nothing like that. But when my kids have hit that age of 18, you gotta buy your own shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. So I understand what your mom meant. Real family structure. You're a smart and enlightening, strong black female like Chrissy, your kids. Thank you much. Exactly, midnight that joins get the hands. The fact you made when the motherfuckers never changed the years, you never recover. Ain't adding the New Year's. I mean, you still tasting her and Tana on that shit. Both can't breathe. Crack is raised. Girl, you be cracking me up. I have a family member who is in her 25th year sobriety and 21 years on her job as a file clerk team leader for the hospital breast cancer center. That's what's up. Now that's true. That's a true testimony, Miss Brenda. I bet your family member do not miss a beat with the years. I'm almost sure that person, when you really talking sobriety, she's or he or she they not missing no years and no counts, and they're celebrating every year. It's just like a year. It's just like something that they not gonna ever forget, which is your birthday. That's what that means to people who are really in recovery and those who really are very much so um in their sobriety. They celebrate that. That's like a holiday to a lot of them people, as it should be, and it ought to be celebrated. Okay, they're never gonna forget to add the years. Baby, no, they quickly telling your ass, listen, I've been clean for X, Y, Z many years. It ain't gonna be no same number for many years. That's how you know a motherfucker ain't telling the truth. How you doing, Miss Nene? A motherfucker really in sobriety though? Trust me, I didn't seen many of them. Didn't work with them. Still seeing it. It's gonna be a different type of glow. Like you said, that person held that job for 21 years. Or she been clean for 21 years and she been on her job holding a job as a leader and she in a leadership role. Please, yes, that's what sobriety look like. Yeah, and they not gonna socialize themselves with crackhead friends, crackheads, people who picking up scraps in the back of the alley. Only crackheads do that kind of shit. So if you so clean, why do you still associate yourself with people who pick up scraps out the back of an alley and putting that shit in their house? Because that's crackhead mentality, honey. That ain't no hustle for nobody. They not putting that shit up in their house. Unless you just trying to earn a quick buck. And if you earning a quick buck, you definitely own something. You trying to get some quick money so you can go ahead and handle your quick business. How you doing, Miss Karen? That's true. That's why we as parents do the best we can, and we cannot blame ourselves when we've done all that we can do to raise a child. Sometimes they just will go the other way. Exactly. How you doing, Miss Don? A broken or silent home, sometimes it depends on a person. Some be straight weak sauce victims, and thankfully others learn and don't follow shit. Facts. I I thought Chrissy had a blog page. I ain't mean a personal page. No, she don't have a blog page. I think my sister just got her regular page. And to be clean of addiction, you have to first admit that you have one, and then you have to be willing to get help. And after the help, you have to be willing to set yourself with people who have gotten help and accepted the help to sobriety. True. I thought you sis was blogging too. Shit, she speak like she was. LOL. Nah, she ain't got no blog page. So true. That's a real narcissist work to want to control another grown up to the point you don't want them dealing with someone else. I'm going to get to know everyone for myself. And if there's something I don't like about them, I'll be my own doing to not follow them. Right. How you doing, Miss Michelle? Very good content. Well, thank you. Some of y'all coming in at the very end because midnight gonna be ending. Thank you for them avatars, Nene. Whichever one of you 304s that is removing my comment, say very good content, then put in a laughing emoji or angry emoji. I'm screenshotting it and sending it to midnight. Very good content. Well, I appreciate that. It's the real. Like I said, do not allow certain people to be able to take advice from them. Don't let them give you advice, especially if they're not walking within their own truth. Okay, it don't exude from them. They still have a lot of dysfunctional things in areas in their life. Yet they trying to advise you in that area. Come on now. Nah. If you are truly a recovering addict, you definitely don't need to be around people who got certified whole mentalities. You definitely don't need to be about around somebody who do not speak about sobriety, because somebody who's also in sobriety tough, that would be something that they speak of regularly, and I'm talking about really speaking on it. So adding the years will be something that they will not miscount. Okay. That would not be something miscounted. That would definitely be something always counted for and counted up. Okay. And like I said, they wouldn't socialize themselves with people who pick up scraps out the back of an alley. Okay. That shit funny to me. That's something they said on a movie. What movie was that? What that was a thin line between love and hate. A thin line between love and hate. Mm-hmm. Baby, no. Not scratched from the back of the alley and they bringing it in their house. That's the crackhead move right there. So you still socializing with crackheads? Ah, suspect. Sus. I will replay. Okay. Mm-mm. Bottom of the barrel ass itches. Uh-huh. That's sus. Straight up. Motherfuckers ain't counting the years right. That's suspect enough. I've been saying that. I sure wish I had some of them old ass pieces of content, honey. That shit would have been shared. Y'all would have been falling out. Cause a lot of y'all think these reads right now be something. You have to see me read in person back then for filth. Reading them for filth, honey. And they still filth. Okay? Motherfuckers talk about coochie hairs and stuff like that. Like you still a whore. Got whore mentality. You gonna always be a certified hoe. Know that. And we do not compare at all. Mm-mm. So when you hearing the motherfucker saying that they not on my level, just say it like this, you all. No, they're not. Okay? You're not. You're not on my level. You're not in my class. We're not on the same level. We're not. We just are not the same. Okay? You have to just, look at it like that because you're really not the same. You know what I'm saying? You're not. These are people who cannot really stand next to you. These are people who cannot hold a match to you at all. So when they be like, you're not on the same level, truly enough, we're not. We are definitely not. That's a fact. We most definitely are not. Okay? So just look at it like that and then just really, really, really be careful who y'all let give you advice. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, at the end of the day, when anybody is advised, at the end of the day, the sole decision is still yours because ultimately you're going to do what you feel is best, right? But make sure that the person who's still advising you is somebody who was walking in within her purpose of advice or his purpose of advice. Make sure of that. If they don't exude it, they're not credible for taking advice from. Okay? Simple as that. Point blank in a period. This is your girl Midnight. I know it already, Nene. I know. Definitely one. Certified. I'm talking about certified hoe. Um, this is your girl Midnight. All of y'all who will be catching this on the replay, y'all make sure that y'all share, react to whatever kind of reaction you gonna react to. Midnight just do not care about what they think they be coming up here throwing, honey. Never did and never gonna. I'm not gonna start. Never did care. Don't care what kind of emoji is being brought up. Okay. Um, it's all gonna be still counted for support to my page at the end of the day. So this is your girl Midnight. Y'all catch this on the replay. Watch it on the replay. For a lot of people that's gonna come through here, you're gonna get a good word. I'm telling you, it's definitely some good advice in here. Okay. For people to keep their eyes open. Do you hear me? Keep your eyes open to certain individuals. I kid you not. It's very important. It is your girl Midnight. Y'all be easy. Have a good night. I'ma holla back. Peace.